My next guest is going to be fighting at UFC 257 coming up here January 23rd against Jessica Ai. It is Joanne Calderwood joining me here on the program. Joanne, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, happy belated Merry Christmas. I see the nice decorations in the background. We'll start there first. How was your holiday season? How was Christmas for you?
It was really good. You know, I was thinking this earlier. It's so good to not have to come back to training and think, oh, geez, I've ate all that food and I'm going to be battling with my weight. So, which was like when I was fighting at strawweight, it was always a struggle, you know, if you had a fight after Christmas or any kind of celebration. But yeah, I'm in a good place and didn't go overboard, but it was spoiled and I had a great time.
What'd you get for Christmas? I got to know. What did John must have got you something really nice.
Yeah. So it's my birthday 2 days before Christmas. So
awesome.
Got it. He's got it tough. So I got lots of cool stuff. My favorite thing was probably I don't know if you saw it. He got me a massive pillow, life-size pillow of him.
Oh, cool. Okay. I didn't see that. No.
He travels a lot. So it was pretty funny and yeah. Definitely will help.
Well, it's good to hear, and this is a huge fight on a really big card here. You must be pretty excited to fight on the same card as Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. I mean, that's kind of a bonus, right?
Yeah, and the last time I was in Abu Dhabi, I fought on the same card as Dustin, so glad to be going over there, but this time experiencing the Fight Island. So yeah, I'm excited, and there's a lot of buzz around this card, and I think I saw the lineup and I'm like, cool, main event. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome.
And there's sort of a build up to this fight, right? Because if I remember back in June, I think it was, there was some sort of like Twitter back and forth. I know Jessica also trains in Las Vegas as well. Where did this sort of start with you two wanting to fight each other? Because it seemed like this is a fight that you guys both wanted.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. When she was fighting Cynthia, she weighed in 0.2 and she was celebrating. And I had heard other things that she wasn't 0.2, she was 4 pounds over. And I'm like, I'm all for the sport, you know, we have to evolve. And I'm like, well, she must have done the curtain trick, you know, like, because there's no way. How can you lose 4 pounds on the morning of, like, I think it was like a couple of hours before she actually weighed in. And I just put it to Twitter, and then she just started, she was like, yeah, I know where you train at and I'm coming around to your gym and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it was crazy. I get like how she was mad because I was like, I guess I was just being honest, you know, and she didn't like it and she felt like she was getting attacked from everyone and she just wanted to attack me back. And it's good because it's gonna make the fight even better because I know she doesn't like me and I don't like her, and I know a lot of people don't like her. So I'm just seeing it as I'm the lucky one that gets to punch her come fight night and get paid for it. It's not going to be like she's coming to my gym and she's going to fight me. We're both getting paid for it, which is the way I want it.
Has there been any fights like that in your past where you've had an opponent that's kind of talking a bit of trash?
Let's see. I don't think so.
Because it's definitely not on your end. You're not the type to talk trash or anything like that. So that's what I find really interesting is that this is sort of the first time this has happened in your career. So like you said, it adds a little bit more to the fight, right?
Yeah, and she attacked my voice, which like I don't really get into arguments with a lot of people, but there's been a couple of people out there and it seems to be common that they just attack my voice because they think I'm being fake, and it's hilarious. And yeah, it really makes me mad that she went for that as well. So yeah. I'm excited for this.
No, absolutely. Got to quickly talk about your last fight. What did you take away the most from that performance against Jennifer Maia?
A lot. Oh.
Do you look at it just as like a mistake? I mean, I think it was one of those fights where, you know, I think there was a lot on the line, right? Like you had the title shot against Valentina, and then you took that fight to keep active. Like, what do you sort of take away the most from that you're kind of bringing into this fight? Because you always learn more from a loss than a win.
Yeah, for sure. I try not to be hard on myself. There was a lot of other things that play into aspect that happened. You know, I wasn't really feeling myself fight day. And of course it was short notice and I was kind of chapping at the bit to get back in there, but also I had a long time off and there was a lot of stuff that happened. Like I was, oh man, I'm fighting for the world champion, I'm fighting Valentina, the scariest lady on planet that everyone thinks that I'm going to get my head smashed in, and I was dealing with all of that. And then also I was like, okay, when's it happening? And then it was getting put back, and then it was the second time it got put back, I was like, okay, I'm just like, I just want to get in there and keep fighting, you know, because I'm coming to the end of my career, and the reason why I started MMA was because my Muay Thai career I wasn't fighting anymore. There was no fights for me, and I wanted MMA as a new challenge, and I seen that as, oh, you get to fight a lot, and especially with the UFC, you fight a lot and you fight the best people. There's no one ducking you, and you can't duck anyone. So that's what appealed to me. And I remember saying I wanted to fight every weekend, every month. And then for me, confidence-wise, when I'm on the bench, and I think for a lot of people as well, because we're basically fighting every day in the gym. We're going live, you know, and there's always those kind of doubts in the back of your mind. Am I going to get injured today? Or, you know, like anything I do, like I could put myself back a couple of months. So there's all these kind of stresses that we deal with. And then I went and got injured from the fight. But at the end of the day, that could have happened on the lead up to any fight. So like I said, just try not to be hard on myself, and kind of like it wasn't meant to be. And now I'm excited. I'm in a good place where now I'm fighting Jessica Ai, and we were supposed to fight before, and we've got a little bit of beef between each other, so it's going to be a good fight. And you know, I try not see too much into it and just look forward to, okay, now I'm fighting Jessica Ai, and the division is still there, and I can get another 2 wins and get back in where I was. So it's not, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Style-wise, how do you feel like you match up against Jessica?
Yeah, I feel like she's very... I would say she's just a boxer. She likes to brawl, which is good for me because I can go in there and I can brawl, but also I can put my technical hat on and pick her apart and just be creative. And I feel like that's where I do my best work, where I'm in there and I just let crap go and, you know, just be creative in my Muay Thai, and obviously be looking for the takedown, because for sure she's going to see my last fight and be like, yeah, I'm like anyone. Like if it was me fighting myself, I'd be like, okay, this girl is going to the ground. So yeah, expect that.
Training camp, who have been some of your main training partners for this one?
So I've been working with Jerry Shapira. They've just took over the jiu-jitsu program in Syndicate MMA. So he's not my main training partner, because I feel like men and females are different, but he's been there. He's kind of warming me up, and then letting me go off into the Cindy Chicks, which is being Roxy, who's awesome, Emily, Nico, Valerie. Right now we've got a solid girl team, and it's awesome because now you don't even get to go with everyone. Before, now we're fighting over to who we can go with, and before it was like Roxy was guaranteed, but now there's a lot more girls, and I'm loving it.
Good stuff. And you talked about the weight's pretty good. I mean, it's flyweight, not strawweight, which is great. So I imagine the cut's going well.
Right now, the PI has got my weight to I don't have to worry about anything, you know. I just
Nice.
have to, yeah, it's great. I feel like the lifestyle I'm living now is what I should have been doing years ago. And it would have made my career and my life a lot easier. But I know now, and yeah, I'm just in a really good place. And my walk around weight, I'm still taking creatine, and it's good to take that little bit of stress away.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Who's making the trip with you? John will be there, obviously, but who else will be in your corner?
John, Jerry, my jiu-jitsu guy that I was just talking about, and Matty, who's been kind of working pads with me and watching my sparring when John's busy.
Awesome.
So I got a good crew. I'm excited.
How do you see the fight playing out? You feel like you're going to win, but how do you feel that the fight will unfold?
Just, there's so much violence and aggression in me that I just want to take out on her face. So I can see when I picture it, I'm just on top of her and seeing lots of blood and just doing what I can to get that win and to make her bleed on the way to that win.
So you mentioned it there. You feel like you need 2 wins to get back in the title picture. Why is that? Do you not think if you go out there and get this win that you could be right back in the driver's seat? Because flyweight, I know they're still kind of figuring out. I think it's going to be Andrade and Valentina next, but you never know. Like, do you feel like potentially if you get a finish here that you could maybe get that title shot again?
Yeah, but like what you says about that fight, I don't know when that will happen. So yeah, I'm just, okay, when's the next one? And I'm pretty sure that would happen. So that would mean that I would have to be waiting around again. So I'm pretty sure I could fit in another one before that happens. That's the only reason I said 2, because that's what I'm envisioning.
Okay,
happening.
no worries. No, I like the honesty. Yeah, I'm just curious because we don't know what's happening right now with the titles. So you never know, there could be an injury, whatever. But we'll have to sort of see what happens there. Last question before we let you go. You talked about the holidays. What do you like doing on downtime? Because I know a lot of stuff's closed right now with COVID. Are you watching any TV? You playing any video games? Like, what would I find you doing when you're not training?
Right now, well, me and John have just. I'm saying me and John, but we're doing a lot of things to our house because we just moved in here in March.
Oh,
so
nice.
Kind of COVID hit, and it's been a kind of good time because we've spent a lot of time on doing things around the house. And he's just made this bar. I'm supervising, but yeah, we're just doing stuff around the house, which I'm enjoying doing, even if it's just watching him and supervising him doing the job.
Joanne, thanks so much for doing this. Glad to hear you had an awesome holiday. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout outs or anything like that, I'll give you the last word.
All right, thank you, guys. On social media, I'm really just on Instagram, and my Instagram tag is @badmofo Jojo.